coming out sometime. I didn't catch the release date, but it is coming and you know it.
So unprofessional.
So,
Thoughts?
your thoughts, Ashley?
Well, after the biggest issue I took with the entire trailer was probably the over-sexualization and the cliche gender roles.
Put a definition on the cliche roles that you're seeing in this.
Well, in about the 80s and 90s is when the whole independent woman thing started to really become the new, I guess, new norm for film. You even see it in Disney movies. Jasmine is super like, I'm independent. I don't think Wonder Woman like blatantly says I'm an independent woman, but I think a lot of her lines, the few lines that she actually has, and a lot of her body language is, you know, I don't need a man.
It's one thing to be like, to have a character who doesn't need a man, and another thing to have a character who's like making it a point that she doesn't need a man.
Yeah, you can think like that one line where Captain Kirk, I don't know his actual name.
Oh, Chris Pine is in there, yeah.
Chris Pine. I don't know his character's name, but obviously the romantic interest probably for this movie, when he's like, I can't let you do this. And basically she says, I'm gonna do it anyway. And I feel like that really was like the nail in the coffin for cliche one-liners in trailers, but DC Comics hasn't really been strong with one-liners in their trailers lately. As far as like the over-sexualization, because it kind of stems from the same place, Bill, I understand they want to stick true to the original design of Wonder Woman, and I don't know very much about Wonder Woman. However, like, do we really need to like have close-ups of her thigh and to show a rope? For me, I understand those are like icon. The rope is an iconic tool of hers, and her boots are iconic. I don't know.
I don't think her boots are as iconic as much as they're like drama, which is a huge thing in this. Is there's a lot of like shots that are just, okay, you're just doing that to be dramatic. I think it kills the emotion and it kills the flow of a story, because then all of a sudden it's about how it looks, which is fine if it looks good. But it shouldn't be how it looks so much as like how it happens. It's almost as if these trailers want you to care about these characters right off the bat and show you things that are like, oh, it's so cool to see Wonder Woman do this, or like such and such. Like, okay, it's a cool shot, but every action movie has that shot. Give me a reason to root for Wonder Woman.
Yeah, and I think that's something that is kind of being lost in the whole superhero genre, is how it looks instead of the actual story, which is kind of really sad.
Yeah, DC hasn't given me anything substantial to like say, I want to see this person succeed at this, or them go through this, and like, oh, in this movie, this is what they have to be up against. What does this do to this character? Because I care about this character. It's just throwing icons. Like it's banking on Easter eggs.
And the already existing fans, because most of these characters, whether it be Wonder Woman or any of the Justice League characters or the Suicide Squad characters, most of them have not been on the silver screen before. And if they have, it's been a really long time, and odds are the last movie didn't do very good.
Yeah.
We're finally in a day and age where you can do superhero movies right. And it's really a shame that DC doesn't seem to want to, because they knew what they were doing when the Dark Knight trilogy was out.
There's a lot of cliche jokes in this too. And it's one thing to have a cliche joke with someone that you know and it almost like reflects what they've gone through and stuff. I'm like, that's funny because that's a corny thing that everybody says. But when you don't know the person, it's like...
It's not funny. It's not funny. The only genuine funny part of that trailer was the very end. And
I'm Steve Trevor's secretary.
What is a secretary?
I go where he tells me to go and I do what he tells me to do.
Oh, well, where I'm from, that's called slavery.
I really like her.
Fantastic. Ladies, after you.
I do.
I think it's really interesting what time period that takes place in. Because Justice League and all the other movies coming out are more modern day, whereas it looks like Wonder Woman is set in like the early 1900s.
Is it World War One? Is that what she's in?
World War One, I think so.
Yeah.
Which is interesting though, because you know, one other superhero has come out with their own independent movie that took place around a world war.
Captain America!
So I wonder how they're gonna sever ties with this love interest.
Unless you make me care about the other characters surrounding Wonder Woman, everything she goes through, I don't feel like there's any suspense because she's so overpowered. There's not enough vulnerability to be like, is she gonna survive? Because like Captain America, most people who knew Captain America kind of probably got the idea, yeah, he survives because, you know, he's gonna come in later and all that. But what made it emotional at the end and the suspense was knowing that these other characters you care about surrounding him, like Peggy Carter and Howard Stark, there's something else that's going to happen to them, and then you know there's that sever of relationship and such, and that's emotional because you've gotten to know these people, and whereas with these ones, I almost feel like every scene that has dialogue is just a bridge to another action scene when it comes to the DC movies.
Yeah, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, it's like let's have a backstory so we can have some cool action. Anyway.
Overall, the Wonder Woman trailer, when it first came up on the screen, I was like, cool. You know, we don't have a lot of independent female superhero movies. By independent, I mean like standalone, not a part of a group. So I was really excited. I was like, oh yay, and then it disappointed.
When I first saw this trailer, I watched it with my brother, and he's like, there's a Wonder Woman trailer out. I don't know if he was actually excited. He probably wasn't. And so I watched it, and like at first I was like, this is cool, and then by the time it was done and I walked away, I was like, nah.
This DC line has so much potential, but overall I'm yawning about it, so we'll see where they take it.
So what do you guys think about the Wonder Woman trailer? Utilize those comment boxes down there. Utilize. Which means use them. For the purpose. And you know, if you have an opposing opinion, hey, we'd love to hear why you think differently.
We would really like to know if there's any redeeming qualities in this trailer.
Because a lot of the opinions I hear are very similar to the ones that we are voicing. So to hear someone else's opinion and someone else's take, maybe someone who's got some DC experience under their belt. Don't get your hopes too high that our hopes will get any higher.
Until the next one.
That piece. It was out of the screen. Peace. Okay. Bye.